Football, sliced and diced with Sedgemoor FM and Somerset FA.
Welcome to Sliced and Diced, where we are having open and honest conversations about local football. I'm Dave Pearse, and this is Neil Fellows from Sedgemoor FM and Paul Coltman from Somerset FA.
Well done, Dave. Okay. Do you want to dive in with the first question?
Yeah, definitely. Look, for me, what I want to sort of establish to begin with is you've been involved in football for a long time, obviously at the club for a long time. What was your grounding? Where did it start from? And why have you committed to coaching here for a long time?
Well, I've always played football my whole life. That was it. That's all I ever wanted to do. And then I sort of started playing this level when I was about 18, 19. Played Southern League as well and moved around quite a bit. But when I was about 24, I was in the prison service and I'd become a PTI. So I used to teach sport every day. So that's sort of where the sort of coaching really come in. I didn't really coach football, it was more sort of other sports like volleyball, basketball. And then when I was about 28, 29, a friend of mine was running street under 16s and he said, could you come and give me a hand coaching? And I thought, why not? So I went and did that, and that was a learning curve, doing under 16s and stuff, but I really enjoyed it. And then I did the under 18s a year after, and then it just went from there really. And then in my playing career, when I come back to Bridgwater right at the end, we got relegated from the Southern League and the opportunity to come and manage the team, and it was probably about right really. I started as player manager, which was a learning curve as well. But yeah, and it just went from there. And once I think I did it for about 2 years, player manager, and it just didn't work. Mm-hmm. I thought I need to focus on one or the other. Yeah. And that's when I just thought, right, I'll just be a manager now, and it's gone from there.
Is it different, like managing under 16s to managing the men's team, to nurture skills and bring that out?
Yeah, I suppose when they're under 16, they're going through that period in their life when they're growing up. They're changing all the time and becoming young adults, I suppose. But I'd worked in prison, so I knew what to expect. But because I've been involved with football and all the banter and all the camaraderie, I used that with the under 16s, and that sort of just helped. They not see me as a coach, more a coach, but as a bit of a mate as well. Yeah. So I broke the ice really easily into that.
And relationships are key, I guess. Whether it's 7-year-old or 27-year-old, having that relationship on a level that there's respect, mutual respect is key.
Yeah, when I first worked since the under 16s, a few of them was trying to sort of have a bit of joke, sort of work me out and have a bit of a joke. And when I come back with something, they were like, so that relationship was built straight away. Yeah. And the respect was built straight away. And yeah, it was a good learning curve to do that.
Well, within obviously Bridgwater, where we are today, growing massively, developing hugely. The community side of what they're developing and the academies and the rest of the youth, how much involvement do you have down the levels?
I try and get there. We've got more players going to different things in the community to try and sort of engage them rather than the manager. Yeah. So I think young kids are probably going to take more to young players than to players and the manager. So the academy, I'll try and help out as much as I can, just offer myself to do some sessions and stuff if they're short on coaches or whatever. But no, it's something that it's new, so I don't want to come in I'd rather let it build itself first and then I'll probably show them a bit more in my face rather than right now. It's all brand new still. It's only 18 months, a couple of years into its start, but the start it's had has been, it's grown the club massively.
And are you seeing early success from it?
The community trust is unbelievable.
Yeah.
I've got to say the work that's gone into that is from Sarah Murray and all the staff. It is something that I'd never sort of expected to see. A club from step 5 to do the things they're doing. And the academy's obviously had, to have girls and boys teams. The amount they have, it could be massive in the next couple of years as long as it's managed right, and which I'm sure it will be. So yeah, it's always a good start.
When a team's winning, as you've been doing this season, and then it changes and you lose a few games, how do you adapt as a manager in terms of what you're saying to the players?
If I use this, the last sort of couple of results we've had, it was more just stay positive and try and just remind the players that I trust them. it's easy for a manager to go, do you know what, I'm going to go and bring in 2 or 3 new players, and it was just reminding them of what we've built. You don't become a bad team overnight. First 4 or 5 months of the season, we've been, probably the best Bridgwater's been in God knows how long. So it just reminded them that we're not here. We haven't lost 2 or 3 games because we're a bad side. It's a week. It was a week. I think it was a week of bad results. You could be a team who don't win for 2 months. It's 1 week, so let's bounce back. And luckily Tuesday, we bounced back. But it was just the same message. Let's get back to what we're good at. And luckily we get the response.
Yeah.
Your own personal development. Obviously, as a coach, there's various courses and bits and pieces. Are you constantly wanting to push on, constantly developing as a coach in order to meet the demands of your players or meet the demand of your own standards?
Yeah, I've changed. I think my first 2-3 years before Adam Murray came in, I was joint, and I felt that the first 2 years were great. It was good. It was like my first sort of, even though I was playing, managing was sort of my first real, at this level, experience of managing. And then when I started to stop playing, it was joint, and I felt that the 3rd season was probably when I was coming to the end of playing. But that was the first time I actually thought joint can only last so long. And even though Bags has been amazing and he's one of my best mates and he's our number 2 now, you just need that one person to make that decision about one vision about going, actually, that's the way I want to go.
Yeah.
But personally, since Adam Murray come in, I've changed a lot. I think I've developed a lot. I've done a B licence and looked at different things for training. I listen to podcasts all the time about management, not just in football, but in life, and that's changed me as well. But yeah, of course I want to go.
So obviously you're committed to the project here. As I said, what can you see? How do you see that looking in a season or 2's time? Where do you want to take it?
Oh, well, I think we had a big AGM back in July, I think it was, and I sort of said, we want to, this year especially, we want to try and get promoted, and then the things that are happening around the club, like your academy, community trust, if hopefully the new stand can be sort of started to build, that's obviously going to attract different things, sponsorship, players, to the club. So personally, I love it here. It's my local town. I've got great rapport with the supporters and the owner and the chairman especially. Those 2 have been brilliant with me. They back me all the time. So I want to stay here. I want to take Bridgwater as far as I can go. If it comes that time and it's my time to go, then it will be. But I'll move on to somewhere else because football's, as I said, always been my life, which people go calling sad. But I've got kids. But I think. I'm not young, I'm 39, I still want to go as far as I can.
Yeah. Dave, thank you for joining us today. I know it's match day and you're busy, we'll let you get on with that, but thanks for being with us. If you've watched the episode so far, then please use the word subbed in the comments so that we know you've been watching, and we'll see you in the next episode. If you've enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to the channel, and if you want to get extra content and support the channel, then check out the Patreon link in the description.